Hello YouTube and Universe, and welcome to Storm Productions. I'm your host Morro, here to bring you everything new on your favorite brands and more. And today we'll be taking a look at some new reveals for Transformers. But before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification so you don't miss another video like this. Because it may be a small click for you guys, but it's a big help for me and the channel. Thank you, and without further ado, let's begin. Today we'll be taking a look at the new United Mayhem 2-pack. Now this is the final 2-pack to be in the Doom and Destruction collection from Amazon. But for the figures, we have Bludgeon and Ruckus. Now I have to say, I love how both of these figures look. I especially love how the Bludgeon looks. Now we only have one photo of both of these figures, so there's nothing really to go off of, but I'll try my best. Now, starting off with Bludgeon, my personal favorite out of this 2-pack, it is based off of the IDW Stormbringer interpretation of him. Now, this is a retool of the Tarn mold, which was retooled eventually into the Bludgeon, and I have to say, I do like how it looks. Now, the parts that make it different from the mold is it has a completely new chest, a new crotch area, and a new head as well. And with these new parts, I feel like it fits perfectly with how he looked in Stormbringer. Now, if you don't know what Stormbringer is, it's basically one of the earliest stories that IDW made for the Transformers. And it basically had Bludgeon as the main villain as he rediscovered Pretender technology. So this was basically him before he went into the Pretender shell. And I have to say, it's pretty accurate to how he looked in Stormbringer. Now, the design for this Bludgeon was made by Don Figueroa, and he is an amazing comic artist. And I feel like the figure actually looks exactly like the art. The only thing is the legs aren't as spindly as the design for it. Now, there were a few things that weren't shown. For one, we don't know if it has his iconic sword, and if it doesn't have the sword, I'm going to be a little disappointed because I loved how the sword looked in Stormbringer, and all they had to do was bring the sword they had for the original release for it and give it to that. And it looks exactly the same, so hopefully it comes with it. If it doesn't, I'm going to be a little disappointed, but hey, at least I have a Bludgeon that I could give the sword to. The other thing is, it does not show the vehicle mode, so we don't really know how that will look. But if it looks anything like the Tarn mold, it's going to look pretty good. The only thing that'll be different is the front because of the remolded chest plate. Now that's it for Bludgeon. Moving on to the other figure, we have Ruckus. Now, I love the color scheme of him. The way it blends together is just amazing. Now, when I first saw this, I was wondering what it could be a retool of, but then I noticed the blaster in his hand. Then it made me realize this is a Beachcomber retool. And I was not expecting that at all. I thought it would be in a new mold, but no, it's Beachcomber. And that's just pretty cool tooling. Now, if you don't know who Ruckus is, he is one of the Triggercons, basically Decepticons that had spring-loaded guns that popped out of the figures. And thanks to us getting Ruckus, we now have all three Triggercons. The first one was Crankcase, then Wing Sweeper, and now Ruckus. So, your collection of Triggercons are complete. Now, for the figure, I have to say, it's a really extensive retool of Beachcomber. Like, for starters, it has a new chest, a new head, a new backpack, new legs, and new lower arms. The only things that's the same on this figure to the Beachcomber is the crotch area and the upper arms. And with all the new parts, it's definitely going to have a completely different vehicle mode from Beachcomber, so it's basically just a new figure at this point, and I'm not complaining. It looks amazing. And since it basically will have a new vehicle mode, it may look closer to how the G1 version looked, and based off this picture right here, the G1 vehicle mode, it's going to look pretty good. And technically, if you exclude the Bacon version, we never got anything that was a good update to the character. So this is the first time in 36 years, I think, that we're actually getting a new version of Ruckus. And to me, that's kind of crazy. And I have to say, if it took that long to get a figure like this, it is completely worth it. Because this will be the best version of the character that anyone will probably get. And I think it will look perfect with all the other Triggercons because we already got Crankcase and we recently just got Wing Sweeper, so this just goes perfectly together with all of it. Now, we don't have all mode photos yet, so I'll be waiting for that and I'll try to review it again, so don't worry. And again, this is a part of the Amazon exclusive line, the Doom and Destruction collection, so just wait for that to get on Amazon and you can just pre-order it. But other than that, that's really it for the figure, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. And tell me in the comments down below, is this a day one release for you guys, or are you guys going to wait till it goes on sale? And remember to like, subscribe, and the notification so I don't miss another video like this. And if that's it, that's a wrap. Fade to black.